Let's go back to the scriptures. In 21, verse 21 of chapter 2, it says, and then the Lord caused a deep sleep on Adam, and he slept. And he took out one rib and closed his flesh instead, and therefore he closed his flesh up. We're in 22. And the rib which the Lord has taken from Adam made him a woman, and brought her unto man. So we hear God took out the rib, and he made woman, and he brought her to Adam. We're in chapter 23. And Adam said, this is now bones of my bones, flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken from man. Adam said this. Therefore shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall cling to his wife, or cleaver to his wife, and they shall be one flesh, one bone. That's marriage. When a man and a woman cling to each other, they become one flesh. Not intending to identify marriage between man and woman, but it clearly says that in scripture. And this is not a video of what is marriage defined. No, this is not a defining video of marriage. This is a video saying, okay, this is how we find our mates. And it says, they shall cleave to one each other and be called one flesh. And they both was naked. And we're in 25, the last one of the chapter. It says, and they both was naked, the man and his wife, and they were not ashamed. Now it's crazy how, because he said in 24, in verse 24, that they shall cleave to one each other, and they shall be called one flesh. But they did not say marriage until 25, when he said it was man and his wife, and there was a neck when they was naked, and it says man and his wife, and they was unashamed. There was nothing to be shameful of. You see what I'm saying? So the whole thing I'm getting at is marriage. I'm sorry, not marriage. Relationship. I'm trying to make you realize that when Adam was doing his job and following God's commandment, see, we have commandments that we have to keep. Adam had a commandment that he had to keep, and he kept that. And God, seeing that he was working, now we know he later on down he bit the apple. But I'm saying at this point, Adam kept his only commandment of God, and God, seeing that he was working, he was faithful, and then God made him a mate. So sometimes we have to get to the point where we say, okay, I got to get faithful to God, and I got to be about the work that God has me to do. Whether that is when you in ministry, or you in your job in real life, and you are in a position where you be able to minister to somebody in your job. Once we are faithful in the things that we have for God, Adam didn't even know what a woman was. He wasn't even focusing on that. Adam did not go to God and say, Lord, I need help. He didn't say, Lord, I need a person. He was just doing what he was supposed to do. A lot of time in today's culture, we get caught up in people writing books about relationships, or people putting their own take in relationships, or in Hollywood movies of how they show relationships, or in Tyler Perry movies how they show relationships. And a lot of times, you got to realize it's not for you to be out there looking. A lot of times you're wasting your time when you're out there looking, when you should be worrying about following God's commandments and doing the work that God has you to do. And he will see that you're alone. He will see that you need the helpmate, and he will build you a perfect helpmate. You see what I'm saying? Because Adam, he built a lot of things. The cattle, the fowls in the air, the birds in the air, the different beasts or whatever. And none of them was capable of being Adam helpmeet. So God put it upon himself to put Adam to sleep, to get Adam rest, take out a rib, which is the first surgery, and make woman. I'll make women. So a lot of times we need to stop focusing on, okay, where how can I find a woman, or where can I find her at, or how can I find him, and where can I find him at, and put more focus on, okay, this is what God has me to do, and I'm gonna do it. He say follow my commandments, I'm gonna follow them. And then let God bring the mate to you, instead of trying to go out there and search and then putting a mate in a place that he's not supposed to be in, or she's not supposed to be in. We're not supposed to put our world or send our world around finding someone. And when we find someone, we can't send our world around that person. We have to be focused on God and let Him do the adding. Seek first the kingdom of heaven, and all things will be added. That's what we got to do. Adam was worrying about his job. He was worrying about making sure the leaves was perfect, and clipping the garden, and doing this and all that, and making sure he followed God's only commandment of not eating from the tree of good and evil. And God took upon Himself to make Adam a mate. So that's some things that we have to do. I wanted to shoot this video in a one-part series. It's going to be a video series, but I wanted to shoot this one in one part, so it's going to be 2 parts. YouTube ain't too fond of letting you go over that 10-minute mark. So this is DeLacy Howard with I'm Third Ministry, and I hope you guys have a really good day.